am not lying when I say this might be the greatest day in the history of drafting on Underdog. It is insane how much is out there to draft, and we're not even talking football. We got hoops contests for days. We got a 16-game puck slate. Yeah, 16. We're going to dust off the model. We are going to do all the hoops guys stuff. But first things first, my guy, Nez Takes, a.k.a. the MLB Pick'em King.
Hey, man. I'm not saying it. Many are. Many are saying it.
Yeah, many are saying it. Many being me.
Yeah, had a good night. So that was fun.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Big shouts there. Obviously, your boy tailed that one big time. So print fest.
Love it.
Lots of things going on the platform of people, as we alluded to. I want to remind everybody, Dog Bowl promo is back. In case you haven't seen the tweets and whatnot, Dog Bowl promo is back. It is the greatest deal in town, as our guy Sacrilegious, who took it down last week, alluded to. It's basically $7 in EV added to every single entry. You are not going to find, even if you had a contest with 50% overlay on another site, you are not going to find a deal that adds as much EV as this. So to remind everybody, you have to do 10 to qualify. That's the first benchmark. Do 10 to qualify. Then every one of your entries that comes in the top 2,000 of the contest, i.e. 38%, the 38th percentile, every lineup that gets in there gets reimbursed, even if you win money already. So you could conceivably have the situation that Sacrilegious had last week, where he said, I was making money without even going to Miami. So it just incentivizes you to play a little bit more, and that's exactly what it's going to do for me. Nez, anything to add to the promo?
It is as good as it sounds. It is like not too good to be true. It is literally as good as it sounds. Like it is the perfect time to be firing off at these. I really don't know if these are going to go every single week. I would obviously hope that they do, because they're fantastic. Like, it is seriously that good of a deal. So that's all I could say. Full endorsement. I'm getting my 10 in, like, without question.
Absolutely. Yeah. Could not agree more. We got 2 Island games tonight. Beautiful stuff for opening of NBA. We got 16-game puck slate, but in true NHL fashion, just marvelous idea, terribly executed. And whether that was like ESPN wanting to rival TNT or whatever, but they are doing something for the first time ever where they have every team playing tonight, and they've separated every single game by 10 minutes or 15 minutes, something like that. So they, like, puck drop all goes in succession, so you can bounce between countless puck action, because normally you get like the 7 p.m. Eastern game, and then you get 7:30, and you're flipping around, and it's intermission at the exact same time in every single game. It's a brilliant idea. It would have been great if they marketed more and put more backing behind it. It is peak NHL that they are doing it on the same night as an MLB playoff game 7 and tip-off of the NBA. It is peak NHL.
Yeah, that is, I don't know if you've ever seen the meme of, like, it's a YouTube thumbnail of, like, hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby. Like, that is, like, what they're up against. That is the mismatch that you are up against there. That I love that idea. Like, Roger Goodell, can you hear me? 1 week. Do that just 1 week in the NFL where we start at, like, started with like a London game, and then we just go back to back to back, staggered like that. I would love that for football. I think that would be just fantastic.
The 7 hours of commercial-free football would become 17 hours of commercial-free football.
Day long celebration of absolutely nothing but sitting on the couch and watching Red Zone.
That's basically what Pac-12 After Dark is on Saturdays, right?
That's true, except it's better. Let's be real. It's a better product right now.
Fair enough.
It is.
I got to give a shout out to my guy, Free Money T. I don't know if you saw this, but he slid the DMs there. I tweeted it out this morning. He slid the DMs after the show yesterday. I asked for his permission to share because I thought it was so cool. Just a reminder of like our impact right now. It's a nice little feeling. Like we've built this very nice community with a whole bunch of people that we mutually admire, and it's just so cool to see. Hey man, a little voice in his head said, "Scroll the f down to get to Deonta Foreman," and then it leads to a BR win. So that's very cool. I was very happy to hear that for us and for him. So we focused more on Sacrilegious's stuff yesterday. We went over his lineup briefly, but I just wanted to give him the shout that he deserved off the top there because he had a very dominant week in multiple contests and took down the BR.
Yeah, anytime that we can have our brand, your name next to somebody that won 34K, like we'll take that. We'll take that. Thank you,
because
sir.
it's sure as shit not going to be me, Nez, right? So
hell no. But we love to see it. That was actually that feels good. I know, you might hear and it's cliche, like that's what it's all about. But like, man, when we've been doing this for this long, man, that actually does like feel damn good. We've been doing this for over a year now, so to get that's
actually crazy.
Cool.
That is cool. That is cool. And I mean, we're just starting, man. We've been doing it for a year. We've been honing our craft. We've been polishing it up. We've just been reeling the people in, and then we're gonna drop some hammers in the future. So we're just starting. What do you say we talk NBA? Let's
would absolutely love to.
Let's jump over to the platform of the people here. Maybe I'll save that one real quick. Sorry, I wasn't entirely prepared. All right.
Oh, you're gonna get a peek behind the curtain there. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I was like, maybe we'll save that for half a second here, and we'll start with we'll just start with the games in general here. Okay, so as everybody knows, right now, if you've been paying any attention whatsoever, the first contest, the bigger of the two, is already down. Now there is a second Tuesday tip-off contest, a $5 one, and there's the 3-man weave contest. Is it $7 entry point again? I think it was.
They're all $5.
Oh, they're all $5. Okay, yep. Cool. Yeah, it had been in years past, but obviously they've amended that. Love to see it. Big news on the slate is obviously no Bradley Beal. We just got the Devin Booker telling a local beat reporter that he is going to play tonight. So we're going to get a glimpse of, or hopefully get a glimpse of, what we saw from the Suns in the postseason last year, where they basically didn't care for DeAndre Ayton, and they just kind of did a little bit of a rotation thing at the center, and then they ran their entire offense through Book and Durant. Now, maybe they don't go all in game one and leave those guys out there for 40, 38, whatever minutes, right? But we are going to get a glimpse of the new Suns, or new-ish Suns, without Beal tonight. I think that is probably the hardest place to decipher on the slate thus far. Do you feel similarly, Nez?
Definitely. That is the constant decision that I'm left making in the 6th round almost always, is like, which Phoenix Sun am I going to take? Is it Drew Eubanks? Is it Eric Gordon? It's been a lot of Eric Gordon, but okay. I'm doing volume, so I'm trying to. For a while this morning, the flavor of the week was Jordan Goodwin, who would go in like the 4th round for like an hour. It was so strange. But that is no longer a thing. Now he's back to the 6th. So there was a squeeze on Jordan Goodwin for a second. It was like the GameStop surge, and now he's back to being penny stock. So that was
GameStop surge is the best analogy ever to describe him.
It was.
It was a Jordan Goodwin pump and dump, and you just didn't want to be left holding the bag. You had to make sure you were selling that on fire there. And there were no buyers. There were no buyers, unfortunately. Yeah, I feel similarly. I think what happened was the projection updated on the back end, where they overcompensated for the fact that Beal was out, and they were kind of prematurely anticipating the fact that Devin Booker was going to be out, maybe, and then they gave him this huge boosted projection. For my money, I don't think he would have factored nearly as much, even if both of them were out. Like, I was still clicking Grayson Allen over those two, or over Goodwin and Eric Gordon. That's where I'm at right now. We saw in the preseason right now, hand in the dirt, hand on the court take right here, Nez. We saw in the preseason when Beal missed time, that it was Grayson Allen who started. And that's kind of my low-key stance that I'm taking, or one of my low-key stances that I'm taking today, is that Grayson Allen is going to be in this starting lineup instead of Eric Gordon.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I've been playing it as though Eric Gordon, if he doesn't start, that he is the more the more fantasy relevant player tonight, just based on the way he's able to fill it up more than Grayson is. But Grayson could easily find himself in like 34 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I could see that going either which way. I mean, I think maybe the buying into a little bit of the preseason stuff might be silly in a little respect, because they might have just been seeing, hey, what do we have in Grayson Allen? Right? Like, we know what we have in veteran Eric Gordon for years, blah, blah, blah. They might have just been like, what do we need for Grayson?
Right. Yeah. Who's to say? But
yeah, the other one with this, the other big decision point on the slate, I think, is what the Warriors are going to do on the other side. Just with Chris Paul, do we think he starts? Do we think he comes off the bench? I think he plays better as an off the bench asset in a game where there is a Draymond Green. No Draymond Green tonight. I think they give Chris Paul the opening night veteran revenge game nod, and they just go, yep, you've earned this, old boy, get out there. I'm not sure it's best for their basketball team. I think this team could be incredible if Chris Paul is the off the bench the way that Jordan Poole was last year, but he runs the offense in a completely different fashion, obviously, than Jordan Poole will, as a distributor off the bench, and works alongside Kuminga. That's my thought process. That being said, I think he starts tonight. Do you feel similarly?
He's for sure starting. And what I think is like really interesting is, and I mean, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's never been like a distributor like Chris Paul on a Steph Curry, Klay Thompson team like this. And so I'm really interested to see like what this offense looks like with Chris Paul at the helm. That could be really, really fun. I mean, if I have some Steph Curry hires on his 3 points made, not financial advice, but I just think with Chris Paul at the helm, like Steph Curry running on off ball screens all night, like he's certainly going to get his shots up. So no question there. But I think Chris Paul is a fantastic click in these drafts, and he was going way, way too late this morning and last night. I know there's a lot of like 5th round shares of him. Not to say that there's a reason to be scared. Like, sure it is, but you know, I'm not letting that get in the way of opening night hoops by any means. But Chris Paul's a great value and a really good click still.
Cool. Anything else you want to talk about that game? I think it's the more desirable of the two games. Higher total, closer spread. I think it's going to be considerably faster paced, just based on a little bit of bro science, I guess, because we won't have pace metrics yet, but just based on the way they played last year.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a fun game. This is a very fun game. Mm-hmm. I think the only thing left on this side, I mean, Dario Saric might get like a decent amount of run, just because, like, you know, from a big man standpoint, it's Looney, Kuminga, and then Saric, really. So yeah. I'm not loving the Dario Saric click, but I think if you are doing over 100 of these, which I know a lot of people are,
he's not even in the player pool.
Oh no, shit, really?
Yeah. So obviously I'm scrolling the F down and looking for him in the player pool, and he wasn't even there.
That's crazy.
I was shocked by that, because I do think you're right about him playing the backup 5 minutes. Yeah. That being said, like what Kevin Looney did in the postseason, low key living rent free in my head, where he just went with those 20 board games. That's
all I can think about.
Yeah. And we know how much, just for those who don't know, this is the equivalent to, pardon my phrasing right now, FanDuel scoring on the platform of the people here, where stocks matter considerably more. So if you are looking on other sites for projection models and stuff like that, make sure you are sorting by the FanDuel stuff, because stocks will matter a lot more on our platform than other sites will give them credit, or other projection models will give them credit.
Yeah. Good point. And then the last thing is our old boy Jonathan Kuminga. I am not calling him by his affectionately known nickname that you may see in stream chats. Not doing that. owing him much more respect than calling him that. Jonathan Kuminga is a bucket, though, however. He is a bucket. He is a bucket. And our boy Mike Zakarian has a little short form video talking about how he thought maybe Kuminga could be like a trade piece. They were really showcasing him in the preseason, and he was kind of balling out. So, I mean, and when you don't have Draymond Green on this team, he's definitely the sixth man off the bench. I'm into Kuminga as a click. He's been in the 5th round for me nonstop.
I think if this game was played in the middle of December and Draymond was out, just given the matchup, given the situation, given what I expect from these two teams, I think Kuminga would start over Paul, and Paul would come off the bench and run the second unit. And then there'd be like some 6-man overlap. I think Kuminga is, as you allude to, he is a bucket. He obviously, there's a lot of guys who can score on this team, and maybe he plays better as like that 6-man role, but he was getting it in the preseason.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. Like that's
okay.
That's a great click.
Yeah.
Because he goes like behind these like ambiguous Nuggets and Lakers.
Yeah, he goes behind, like he goes in the KCP range more so than he goes in like the Reeves, Wiggins, Thompson range.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Other ball game, defending champs, Nuggets, Jokic, 1-0-1 forever and always, basically evergreen with any slate with Jokic on it, unless it's like a really gross matchup. I mean, Anthony Davis isn't the greatest matchup in a while, but we saw this matchup in the postseason, and we saw what the rotation looked like and what the team did. Granted, slightly different rosters then. They didn't love closing with D'Angelo Russell. They actually, went a different direction a lot there. I'm not sure what they'll do tonight in terms of closing minutes when it comes to Russell, but I don't think Christian Wood is a good enough defender to play backup 5 minutes against Yoke. So I do think they might do some Rui at the 5 stuff, which we did see in the postseason last year as well. And they run that matchup. Rui has been my favorite with an asterisk late 5th, early round 6th pick right now.
He's definitely in my player pool. Like if he's there late 5th, anytime in the 6th, he's definitely in consideration for me. I like that shout. I think he definitely is in consideration to play at the 5 for them, because defensively, whoever's not named Anthony Davis playing defense out there, doesn't matter. They're getting cooked.
That's fair.
It really just doesn't matter. So who's gonna just like?
I mean, Prince can defend a bit. He's not a 1-for-1 replacement for Vandy, who's out tonight. But like Prince can defend like a little bit, but he's not gonna play 5 minutes.
Right. I mean, this just seems like the Nuggets are gonna be able to just have their way, similar to what we saw in the playoffs. But as far as like the Lakers go in these drafts, I don't know about you right now, but I am Austin Reeves over D'Angelo Russell. I don't know if you feel the same, because projections have it kind of neck and neck, with honestly a favor toward D'Angelo Russell, but I know better.
Yeah, this is an IKB spot for me as well. I do have Reeves ahead of Russell. It's weird though. It's very weird. My little Reeves nugget for the day. He had a 69% nice true shooting percentage last year. Like that is Steph Curry, man. Like that is insane. But that's some run good. That is running hot down the stretch last year. But he was a beast when he came back from injury from, I guess it was like January onward through the postseason. Yeah, this team really loved him, and they showed their displeasure with Russell by basically never letting him close and not letting him start a couple times. They let Schroeder start in the postseason over him once or twice. So this team does not love D'Angelo Russell, and I think D'Angelo Russell could low-key be on the move mid-season here. Smarter people than me have said that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Reeves, if you just watch a little bit of film there, Reeves just plays so well with LeBron and AD. Like he's a very, very smart player out there, always knows where to be, does great off-ball stuff with LeBron, always finds him open. They're just a great pairing. Chat is bringing up Jackson Hayes. I agree with them. I think Jackson Hayes is really interesting. I would maybe only dedicate like a small handful of shares because it is like thin, but I will say like I like Jackson Hayes as a prospect. He just never really kind of panned out where he was in New Orleans, and he might have landed somewhere else too. But they're commenting about how he has the same contract as Christian Wood. They're effectively like very similar guys as far as the production that you get out of them. So it wouldn't be crazy to see Hayes get more minutes than Christian Wood tonight, but we'll see.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Other thing that chat's hitting on is exactly, obviously, ahead of the curve, as they always are, going in the direction of where are the Bruce Brown minutes going to go? Because we have seen a very tight, shallow rotation from the Nuggets, especially in the postseason last year. Nobody's drafting Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson might factor in a little bit of that role there. You could tell me Christian Brown. You could tell me KCP just stays on the floor to close, like stuff like that. You could spin this narrative multiple ways, but I will remind everyone that Michael Porter Jr. and Christian Brown missed a lot of time in the postseason, and they were legit Q tags prior to basically yesterday afternoon for this game. The Michael Porter Jr. ankle, like that might, if this game gets out of hand, either way, he might be the first player to have minutes slashed, right? I just want to open people's third eye because people aren't scrolling. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of why, I mean, in a vacuum, forever and always, I'm kind of MPJ over Aaron Gordon. Like that's just kind of like my stance. Right. That's how I played the postseason last year. That's how I mean, the guy can just fill it up sometimes, right? Like he can get wet from three and it's over kind of deal. And it's just, yeah. Anyways, he is like the number 3 option on this team that can get unconscious and they keep going to. I don't see that path for Aaron Gordon or KCP very often comparatively, right? In terms of range of outcome.
No, totally agree.
For me, the hedge was the health thing. And I mean, he could come out and play 32 minutes, 34 minutes and be entirely fine tonight if this is a close ball game, right? For me, it was like, I think Aaron Gordon's going to play 30 no matter what. There might be a little something here with Michael Porter where he only gets 24 to 28. And then it's like this weird situation because it's opening night. They're, whatever, right? That was my 1v1 flippening of them. That was it. You in lockstep there? You don't like it? Yeah.
I mean, I understand where your head's at. It's just not the way that my exposures are thinking. So I'm not like hoping that happens, but that's totally in the range of outcomes, right? If they do end up blowing the doors off the Lakers and MPJ isn't like a big part of why that is taking place, I totally agree. It's bad. It's a bad scenario, but I see the green tag and I draft. That's how it works.
That's entirely fair. Any other names? I'll bring up the rankings here. You guys can see my rankings on the right hand side. Quickly screenshot them. How I was drafting thus far, but as we walk through it, Nez, I think there's like some pretty clear tier breaks.
The draft starts after Devin Booker, really, or Jamal Murray. I had no idea Chris Paul was ahead of Jamal Murray.
Yeah, the projection update that kind of went in tandem with the same time period that the Goodwin came out. Not that they're correlated in any regard, but just the fact that when they did the projection update, he shot up as well. CP3 shot up as well. So this is the new landscape for the new contest. CP3 kind of going tethered to Jokic a lot at that like 8-9 spot.
Yeah, that's going to be very, very popular, but I'm taking Jamal Murray over Chris Paul. That's
likewise.
Yeah, for sure. But this is a clear tier. Like the draft starts after the second round.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with you. Jokic tier of his own for me. And then you can kind of mix and match this next grouping, I think, from Davis through Booker. For me, it's Davis over this. And then I actually have LeBron down. I actually had him down here at one point, but I got LeBron like kind of right there. LeBron's getting disrespected on both platforms tonight, um, just because they're sexier names and more cost-effective names to click. But inevitably, these are the first 6 off the board every single time, and I'm in lockstep with you, taking Murray next here. Now the draft kind of starts. Right. And where were you going? What do you like? What is your pick here?
Then now it's kind of like, well, do I go Chris Paul? And I wasn't before, but after like projections updated and I saw like where he was rising to, I'm like, well, if I want Chris Paul, this is where I got to take him. So I think this is like, he definitely is in this very next tier for sure. It's just a matter of like how you rank them. Right now, I have Chris Paul right after Jamal Murray. Okay. But not far behind him for me is Nurkic.
Okay.
And then I would put Wiggins in this tier. And then you kind of start to close the door on the tier, but like there's still like a lot of names that are not far behind these 3 for me.
Yeah, I think this kind of like big next brick, you can kind of go from CP3 to I don't put a Kogi in this tier even if he starts tonight. To Reeves kind of thing. I think you can kind of just mix and match all of them as you see fit here. Wiggins is one of my higher exposed players right now, and I like Nurk, but I'm very curious what Phoenix is going to do with the 5 minutes, right? First game without Ayton, they made a concerted effort to go out and get Eubanks. Like they wanted him. Nurk was a byproduct of a trade. Nurk was like a guy that they had to take. Nurk hasn't been the same guy since he got hurt last year, at the beginning of last year, something like that. He hasn't been the same guy recently, kind of deal, right? I could see like a dead ass 50-50 split in center minutes, which would make Yerk's price just bad, That being said, he has the ability to score a whole bunch of fantasy points in limited minutes out there in a decent game environment. Yeah, as Nick's alluding to right here. He can just go out and fill this thing completely up in 15 minutes. Like, he has that ability. So it's a very interesting situation because I will say that I like taking him by pick 10 or 11. I like taking him there. But then I also like taking Eubanks in the 6th round because I do think he could find his way into more minutes. So I'm kind of hedging like that.
Yeah, no, I mean that's totally fair. He's definitely gonna get his minutes, but I feel pretty confident Nurkic is gonna have more minutes than him. So that's just like where that comes down to. Plus, just like how barren this team is outside of KD and Book. I know that's extremely condensed, but I still like the price for Nurkic. I think that he's like probably like the ceiling, like Nick laid out like a pretty awesome ceiling scenario that I would love to have, but that seems pretty far-fetched on today's slate, just given the way that these games are looking. But I mean, yeah, if he's not, if you think that he's in trouble or just not putting up those points, I won't fault you, but I'm definitely banking on him playing a ton.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, maybe I was a little too like bearish in my initial what's the word thought process, stance, thesis. Yeah. I was looking for a stat on the side here just to be like as a comparative, but I can't find what I was looking for. Oh, good. Okay. Next kind of like bracket here. We know what Clay is. Clay gets hot. Clay fills it up. Clay does that. He does nothing else in terms of box score wise. No. He is routinely the most overpriced and mispriced player on these slates. That being said, when he's the guy you need, he's the guy you need. right? And it comes at the expense of Wiggins, Looney, whatever, because all of a sudden the boards aren't there and the Wiggins usage isn't there because he's just hitting everything, right? That being said, I much prefer tonight. I've been taking more of the Looney. I've been taking more of the Reeves, taking more of the Aaron Gordon, and then taking Thompson if he makes it to their kind of deal. Him versus Porter. This kind of like tier is all kind of 5 guys that I'll mix and match based on the context of my lineup. Do you have a lean between them? Are there anyone you're trying to get overweight to?
No, I mean, like, I'm way underweight Klay Thompson. I mean,
Yeah.
it might not be a good night to be underweight Klay Thompson, but for me, I've got Gordon and Wiggins and CP3 over him, and then I start to like think about taking him. But it's kind of hard to want to take him over, like even like Austin Reeves, just because I think Reeves is going to see the floor a lot and have a nice stat line. We talked about Looney and the way his like rebounds are living like rent free in our head. Like Klay, even at his price, needs to I would say far exceed what his like pick'em projection is, right? And his pick'em projection right now is 26.5 points, boards, and assists. And his points right now is 19.5. Yeah, I guess that's like fair, but
yeah,
I'm just like you. I just don't take Klay. He's just not the type of player I want to take on Underdog.
Yeah, I think he's a better real life basketball player, better real life asset than he is on this site. Because, like, man, you just think back to those playoff slates last year and how many times we would just be staring at Klay as the landmine in the 3rd or 4th round. You know?
Yeah.
It was just like he'd be 0 for 1 in the 3rd quarter, and it's just he's just not touching it because Steph's filling it up or someone else gets hot, right? Because he's the best spot up shooter you can have, basically, right?
Essentially.
And yeah, and that just, and he's not even a 3-and-D guy because he's not a liability on the defensive end, but he doesn't get steals, he doesn't get boards, he doesn't get anything, right? So
for our
scoring
intents and purposes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. The next kind of like grouping here, I alluded to the fact that I was kind of on like this. I like KCP a bit tonight too, because I do think some of those closing Bruce Brown minutes that used to, they used to take him off the floor and then close with Bruce if he was going well. I don't see Christian Braun doing that tonight and taking away from KCP. I think KCP closes. And if it's a competitive game environment, as we're projecting. So I've been actually aping into him being a nice play tonight comparative to like the Eric Gordon, as I alluded to. I'm not as confident as the industry on him starting. And then Okogie for me is like, he's the 4th best offensive option. And playing Josh Okogie feels like playing Josh Hart. He's going to bury you once in a while just because he has that like outlier game where he has 4 stocks and he has like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I'm never afraid to fade him. And as his projection has creeped up like this, I'm completely fine fading him in the 4th round. I'd want some exposure to him if he was 6th round pick. Yes. But instead, I'll just take my chances on other guys.
I can't do it in the 4th. In the 6th, like that was that felt really nice, but in the 4th, no, thank you. I'm with you on that. I just don't see. I see a really bad floor and like no ceiling whatsoever. And like you just hope that what you hope for is that like nobody really separates past him when you take Okogie. I mean, I have quite a few Okogie shares. Most are late 5th and 6th, but yeah, no, he does. I mean, we're gonna say that for a lot of these guys in this range that like we don't really love them, but I guess he's the most. I mean, he's probably gonna start, so you can say that much.
That's the best thing you could say about him. He's gonna start. I like this shout from Nick here. pairing the two centers together. I've done this a lot, and I've done it a lot with Jokic because he's on the front side of that draft board. And then you would take Nurk at like pick 9, and then you would take Drew with the last pick there. I like that shout. A good deal there. Jeff, we talked about this a little bit. I think both of us are Reeves over Russell tonight, but it's a lot closer than in the postseason last year.
For sure.
Cool. Of these, kind of like, I'd put Russell next here, and then I think you're Eric Gordon over Okogie.
I have Okogie over Gordon in my ranks right now, just because of like the projections, but they're like an even split for me. I don't really. I'm Kuminga over both these guys. So
so Kuminga for you would be right behind Russell. And then we got Okogie. I'm gonna delete these ranks just for 1 second here, just so we could do that. Okogie behind, and then the Gordon versus KCP. Which side of that were you on?
KCP.
Okay, yeah. So I think if we're looking at the projections on the site, we think Josh Okogie is one of the most mispriced. We think Austin Reeves is one of the most mispriced. And we think KCP and Kuminga are two of the most mispriced in terms of like vaulting up a little bit.
Yep. Right? Yeah. That's exactly right.
Okay. And then for you, Rui, Drew, this kind of tier, Prince feels almost the exact same bet as Okogie to me, where it's just like, oh yeah, he's gonna start, and he's out there to play a little bit of defense, and if he's the guy who buries me, so effing what?
Yeah, not prioritizing Prince at all. I have to like force myself to get there if I want to take him. Rui is definitely like the first out of this back end tier for me.
Yeah, likewise. Yeah, I've been going Rui and then kind of mixing and matching the Eubanks and Allen here. Don't have a ton of Christian Wood because I just don't think he's going to factor in as much as we think in our minds of those Mavericks glory days where he would all of a sudden come up with 30 points on a night where, Luka and who else would have to be out for him to, I guess Kyrie at one point when they were both there. Those were kind of like the nights that he'd fill it up in terms of usage. But there's a reason, man, that Jason Kidd wouldn't start him and would bench him all the damn time. And playing that caliber player against the defending champions who have the best big man maybe ever. We're going to want to prioritize defense tonight if we are the Lakers in terms of rotation. And Christian Wood does not fit that bill as much as you want to show off your new guy.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. I don't feel very good about Christian Wood. I would probably like I have Gary Payton the second over Christian Wood in my ranks, and Prince and Jackson Hayes. I don't really take much of Hayes or Wood, but that's just the way I have it set up right now. And then I have Christian Brown at the bottom here, who I don't have any of, but maybe I need to fix that.
Okay. Anything beyond this? Have you touched the Goodwin stuff now that his projection has?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just because of the just in case narrative.
Yeah. You never know what kind of run this second unit will get for Phoenix and what he does. So we're getting him in the 6th. Do not take him earlier than the 6th.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. What about Gabe Vincent, man? We saw Gabe Vincent get super wet from 3 and have some really nice games. Basically supplant Kyle Lowry's minutes a couple times for Miami in the finals there. Is it weird to just see Gabe Vincent get completely disrespected and buried down here?
I think it's a little weird. I've taken him.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good player. I mean, like everything you alluded to. And this Lakers team isn't like, there's not necessarily a ton of talent that can like prevent him from seeing the floor. So wouldn't be surprised if Gabe Vincent has himself like a nice game that is on the 6th round of the winning team tonight.
I like that. Yeah. I mean, like if you're just looking for a guy who can just get hot from the back end and give you, we talk about like total points you need to score to win one of these slates on a 2-game slate. Even if one of these games go to overtime, I mean, 28 to 30 fantasy points from your 6th round pick could probably be enough. And Gabe Vincent can give you that with like 15 off the bench kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. Now, whether the minutes are going to be there, that, it's hard to project and see. But they're missing, the rookie. Jalen Hood probably wouldn't have played anyways, to be honest. I think it's kind of between him and Cam Reddish to get some weird, maybe Max Christie too, to get some like weird run with the second unit. But of that grouping, I think Gabe Davis is the one who could impact the ball game the most. Kind of in the same vein on the other side is Reggie Jackson. I'm not sure we have to get there, but just a name to throw out. I don't think Moses Moody plays very much tonight. If I'm going that narrative, I'm taking Gary Payton instead.
Reggie Jackson is definitely like in click territory for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Zeke getting backup 5 run for Jokic. I mean, when Jokic plays big minutes, and Jokic rarely ever gets into foul trouble, let alone, island game showcasing the defending champs on national TV. I have a sneaky suspicion Jokic isn't going to find his way into foul trouble early in a ball game, and they need to rely on Zeke at the 5.
So I wonder if they took it down. There was a pick'em for, it's not even here, for Jokic for personal fouls, and it was set at 4.
Whoa, that's kind of high.
It's gone.
Yeah.
I think some people were thinking what you were thinking.
Yeah.
Damn.
Any other name that you possibly want to say to think and or look smart?
Strother is definitely a guy that was being taken late in double dribbles. Okay. He could get some run potentially. Otherwise, nope. I'm just hoping I've got the winner.
Yep, fair enough. It's really hard to build lineups for blowouts. We don't like to prioritize that mindset or whatever, but there is some merit that if you are maxing this contest to do something weird with like 3 nuggets on one team to start the draft, if you happen to fall into like a Murray plus Joker kind of lineup, and then you just tack on like Michael Porter Jr. or Aaron Gordon, and then you tack on a backup 5 like Christian Wood getting some blowout run, or you tack on Gabe Vincent getting blowout run, opposed to tacking on Reeves pushing the pace, or D'Angelo Russell pushing the pace of that game environment. Just things to think through when you're telling a story with your lineup. Shall we draft?
Oh, it's time.
Yeah, it's about damn time, huh?
Shout out to Double Dribble, about to fill. That's going to be a fun one. How many did you end up getting before it says goodnight?
Only like 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't do a ton of Double Dribble. I'm a daily guy.
Staying true to thyself. I respect it.
Yeah, damn straight.
4th isn't necessarily a fun spot.
See, I kind of disagree with you.
What do you like, rounds like 3 and 4 when you're back here?
I like the first 2 rounds for sure, because I think if you just give me 2v2 of like LeBron Curry or Curry Booker versus Joke plus CP3, I think I kind of like the 104 side of that a little bit better. And then you just kind of hope and pray that something falls back to you that's a little unique, because I do view that 3rd round tier really flat in terms of, like, as we alluded to, the kind of like Gordon through Klay Thompson, and just play whack-a-mole in that range. And if I can get 2 of them at the 104 to pair with like Steph and LeBron, I like that. And then I get my first pick of 6th rounder. I kind of like the 104 tonight.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. And like, I guess like for like the sake of like one pick, like I think I would maybe rather have 103, but
okay,
just because I think KD, I mean, not that he projects a ton better, but I would just like to have KD if I can help it. But this is an interesting thing here.
Yeah, this is a good decision point here. I've been doing LeBron, Steph. That was prior to the Booker news and stuff like that. And that was a little bit of a hedge on the fact that I knew the contest had been up for a while, and I knew there was going to be some Booker lineups there. I think Steph has to be one of them. I think that's just like how I'm playing it. as if there's like a player that can break the slate. Do you have a lean between LeBron and Booker?
I think if there wasn't any of this funny business, I would just go Booker without even like thinking twice. But the toe is definitely like a little concerning. Plus potential like Booker value that exists. That I think LeBron might be the pick.
Yeah, my big thing is what crazy Booker combos exist with the Q tag, and it's a little less important in this contest.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think some of the mid-tier value is on the Warriors, and then I think some of the late value in quotations is on the Suns. So I'm not sure if that factors into your decision making to like pass on Steph because you think you're going to get like Looney or Clay back, or you know how you're building. Yeah,
Kuminga and Looney are on so many of my teams together, or just like one or the other.
We have the Aaron Gordon versus Michael Porter Jr. versus Clay versus Reeves and whatever decision here. This is that flat tier we were alluding to. Which is your favorite, Nez?
Oh God, I mean, I don't really have a favorite, but okay. I think Aaron Gordon probably makes the most sense with his ability to get like double-digit boards, maybe a block. That'll help.
And then we both alluded to not loving the Clay stuff, pairing the Splash brothers together. Should we just scroll the F down to our boy Reeves over D'Angelo?
Yeah. We would be frauds if we didn't do Reeves here.
That's a great point.
Can't be fraudulent.
No, damn straight.
Yeah, Reeves just feels really good. I feel like at this range, like you just want like 30 points. God, what in the 4?
Wow. Yeah, I guess the classic Q tag thesis where people just let them slide back to the front end with a bunch of non-badge drafters because they were scared of the Q tag. Damn. Classic hoops, baby. Opening night Q tags and swaps. We're so back.
It's happening right now too with Luka on the Wednesday slate. So
yeah, we'll talk about that one. I haven't drafted any of that, so I'm going to be deferring to you. I was really dialed in on this one and trying to figure out the rotations for this one. We see Gordon and Kuminga and Russell go in front of us. They're taking all your favorite plays away. Is it too much to put Rui with 3 Lakers here? Should we take KCP as one of them and then decide?
Yeah, we might need to figure it out after KCP. He's for sure the one. Grayson and is somebody? Aaron Gordon. Jesus Christ. I think it might be Grayson for me, but I know you like Eubanks. Yeah. I think Eubanks also.
I like either or. I think Eubanks introduces more leverage than Grayson does, even if I think Grayson's going to start. Because Grayson starting is like you hope he outscores Gordon and whatever. Eubanks getting into the ball game and playing significant minutes because we don't know how the 5 rotation is going to be is like direct leverage off of a second round pick in NERC.
Exactly. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. It's the good way to think about it, and he probably projects better too. To be honest.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't have anything pulled up right now. I'd be curious to know. I know you were working off of Stochastic before. I was working off of Stochastic. You were working off of ETR earlier. Let me give it a refresh here, and we can maybe compare. As we do another draft.
Eubanks hasn't beaten points per minute on ETR, but they project Grayson for significantly more minutes, like 8 more minutes. So they've got him like over Eubanks by like 1 point.
So if they have him over 8 minutes on him, that means they have Grayson starting.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay. So ETR thinks Grayson starts. Stochastic thinks Eric Gordon starts. They basically have an even split. 26.6 minutes to Granson and 25.3 to Gordon. So they have a really even split there.
They kind of have the same thing with Eric Gordon and Grayson Allen on ETR as well, where it looks pretty split. Yeah.
Who do they have? Because basically after the Jamal tier, Nurkic, Paul, Wiggins, Thompson are all separated by like 1 point. So that murky tier we were talking about is reflected in their projections here as well. Who do they have at ETR between Nurkic, Paul, Wiggins, Thompson?
It goes Paul, Nurkic, Gordon, Thompson. And
they have Gordon ahead of Thompson and Thompson ahead of Wiggins as well.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I found that to be pretty shocking.
Yeah, me too. I mean, Wiggins, when he came back after the mystery situation of whatever last year was in the playoffs there, man, he looked like a man possessed. Like we saw a different version of Andrew Wiggins going to the rack. You know, like Wiggins for so long had gotten a little soft. He's a great mid-range shooter and stuff, but he had gotten a little soft in terms of like going to the bucket, and he would just default to that little like rock step fadeaway in the middle of the court. We saw him going to the rim hard. Like a couple of those dunks are, you know, highlight reel just playing on loop in my head as I click his name over and over again. I like him. I
think he pairs well with the Golden State offense. And when you look at on Underdog on the pick'ems there, he's got 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I think we said Clay has 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And but Wiggins has the 1.5 blocks and steals with the straight up higher lower. It's not like a chili pepper. So they've got him with like at least a stock today, essentially.
That matters.
So I'll take that. Yeah, I'm Wiggins over Clay. I get it. I totally get it. But I think Wiggins by far has the better ceiling. Maybe that's wrong.
Yeah, I mean he has the bigger stock ceiling. I'm not sure he has the bigger scoring ceiling. You know.
Yeah, I think the furthest tail outcome, like Clay might have them beat as far as their 1%. But when you go to like 75%, I think Wiggins can hit that 75% more often.
I like that shout. I like that. That is some absolute bro science that we are throwing out there. Nick bringing up a cool one in the chat here. I only did this once, and I did it earlier in the day. Beal is technically not out. Beal is a D tag. We've seen crazier things than a little Bradley Beal in the 6th here.
I swear to God, Shams, if you fuck us, don't fuck me, bro.
Don't fuck me. The crazy thing about that, though, also is if I know that Jokic, Beal, Booker exists right now, I mean, we can't even obtain that now anyways.
Oh my God, man. I don't want to. Can we not do this on like night one?
Night one?
Can we not do the D-tag bullshit on night one? Please. Please. Honestly,
man.
We need to like. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go. I don't know if you've ever heard of change.org, John. It's a great tool for activists down here in the States. Change.org petition. Dear Neumy2. For the love of God, please allow us to swap D-tag players in NBA contests. And then I'm posting it. We're going to get hundreds and hundreds of signatures. I'm going to show it to Rudman. I'm going to show it to Neumy. And we're going on Capitol Hill, and we're demanding a change that we have an end to this D-tag bullshit. Just let them be swappable. Everybody can play the game. It's still risky, but it's the same risk-free swap that everybody gets.
You are preaching the choir, my friend, because you know I love that so much. You know I am an advocate of no statuses whatsoever on the site because they are layering subjectivity on top of further subjectivity. That being said, we just rolled ourselves a nice little Devin Book plus Anthony Davis start. Haven't had one of those in a minute. So GM to us.
Who is that beside you? What's his name? Sambo?
Yeah, Sambo.
Sambo has the playoffs rent-free in his head. He's thinking about playoff Jamal Murray. He wants that 60 ball from Jamal again.
Yeah. I mean, people are calling it the season of Jamal. Many are saying.
He's got a lot on his shoulders, man. They won the championship and kind of put more responsibility on him, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, good Canadian boy can handle that, you know?
I think we have some masochists in here that like don't want the D tag to not be swappable. They just like to be
want
hurt.
the pain. Yeah.
You guys are freaks.
These are open wounds still. It's the last thing I need. I would be remiss not to say, Nez, we are so effing back to be in a draft with Jay Czar and him just full-time banking auto drafting him in RT99. We are fully back to hoop season. Wiggins
for me.
Wiggins for me.
Yeah,
let's do it.
I think the ETR is Gordon over Wiggins, but we're IKBing the Wiggins stuff, and I think we just might KB on this, but we'll see.
we could.
I hope so.
It's interesting because if we think Kuminga's a good play, some of that offensive end production might come at the expense of Wiggins if they don't swap for one another. You know what I mean?
Who might come at the expense of Wiggins? I'm sorry?
Kuminga's stuff. So if we like Kuminga, we probably shouldn't like Wiggins as much as I like Wiggins. But that being said, I was pretty Wiggins over Kuminga when I've been drafting today.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. Like it goes to also what you were saying about like the mid-range Warriors just like always being there, and it kind of like deters you from wanting to do like Warriors period. And it's true. It's like we talked a little bit about correlation matrices with Sacrilegious. I'm not going to pretend like I like know how to fully execute one, but I would bet if one had access to a correlation matrix and you have Andrew Wiggins on your team and you are boosting him up, that no doubt boosts down Kuminga. I think that you're totally right on
that. We got the Michael Porter versus Russell versus Reeves decision. And I think we both want to click Reeves. I'm gonna click Michael Porter and tell you why.
All right, go ahead.
All right. We're gonna click Michael Porter here because I don't think Reed on the end here has the stones to double tap Lake Show. I don't think you can double tap. I think if we had the correlation matrix up,
hey,
this funny guy, huh? Real funny guy, this Reed guy, I tell you.
He just dunked on your ass. Oh,
right
my Lord.
Right in the kisser. Wow. KCP, I think. I don't want a Kogi.
This is KCP for sure. He's like, I would say, I mean, I don't want to like exaggerate because we are looking at the 5th round and it's KCP, but like far and away over the rest, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could spin that narrative for Rui. I really think they go to Rui in the post matchup. But that being said, Rui playing alongside AD, then maybe AD's not getting the usage we want in terms of like on the defensive end, in terms of like boards and shit like that. So maybe like there's a little bit of negative correlation between AD and Rui's ceilings. Yeah, I don't know, just on this roster in particular. Reed put us in an absolute pretzel there by doing that, and we ended up double tapping Nuggets there.
I just had I accidentally had some stock market shit open on my desktop and the market just closed and they rang the fucking bells like right in my ear. I just was totally caught off guard.
Ring the bell. Listen here now.
That's what they need to do tonight, baby.
Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Phillies, Ronnie Bell. Raja Bell used to play for Phoenix Stomps. Ring the bell.
I love how you got there.
That took a minute. Eubanks for me.
I can't really give you a great argument otherwise, except for maybe like a cute Jackson Hayes breakout game.
Yeah, if I'm doing Jackson Hayes breakout game, it's probably not on a GM roster with Booker and Davis.
Yeah, you should not mush that.
Yeah, I think we can. I think maybe Austin Reeves over Porter, and I like this a little bit better, and we would have had a real nice team here. But we went for it, Nez. We went for it to try and get D'Angelo or Austin Reeves in the 5th round to make it a true double GM, and we got absolutely body bagged by Reed 070769, whatever his name is.
Let's do one more, and then I gotta get you gotta get your feet wet for Wednesday, dude. It's a big one. It's a big one.
I'm getting buried in the chat here by our guy Chad. Chad clearly back from vacation because he is dominating on the platform of the people with 72 Wednesday drafts already. Holy smokes.
And Chad and I, dude, are in lockstep as well. So, man, we are in sync right now.
Oh, here we go. Sirach taking care of business. Josh Bell also played for Washington at the same time. Bradley Beal was in Washington. Phoenix correlation. Bang, ring the bell.
But like Phoenix is like in Philadelphia playing baseball.
Oh my God, yeah.
The D-backs.
Arizona D-backs playing Philly. Dude, there's so much correlation in the Bell narrative.
Oh my God. I don't know what that means. I don't know like what to do with this info.
Oh
this
man.
Powerful stuff.
We got ourselves a friend and family here. Joka, Chipsy, and Top Stat NFT household names with the badges going to be duking it out here. We roll the 104 again.
That's how we like it. What up, Chip? Great to see Chip in these streets.
Yeah, he's back, baby.
He's back. KD, well done.
When heat check.
All right. Is this our Booker team or no?
This is our Booker team. Okay. It's just whether you want to do it with Braun or Steph.
I think
we do it with Steph.
Okay.
I mean, I think you can make an argument for both. I think you do it with Steph. I just think Steph's like a way better play tonight than LeBron.
Yeah, I was about to like kind of do some mental gymnastics to get ourselves on LeBron just so we could like take like 4 Warriors after this, but
you got a point there. You do have a point. But some part of my heart didn't want to give Steph KD to Chip.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
we can't. He can't just have that.
Yeah, I'm a man of the people, but I'm also an asshole. So
little defense.
Yeah, we got to play a little defense out here.
Oh, dude, I'm so nervous for this Phillies game. I've got two pennant teams right now.
Nice.
And no Arizona, of course, because I'm not that good at this stuff. But I need a little pennant sweat. That'd be fun. But
hey, we both said Arizona was our favorite wild card upset in the first round. So
it was picture perfect. It was so clear.
Mm-hmm. Reeves goes in front of us at 11 there. We got the Aaron Gordon decision again. We could just pile on Warriors. What do you like?
Damn. Dude, I'm with you with the Kevin Looney stuff. He's living rent free in my head. I think like he's got like 15 boards coming his way tonight.
I mean, in terms of centers that he could just absolutely dominate on the defensive glass, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And now here, I think it's like Russell, Thompson, or Gordon.
Okay. Which do you prefer?
We could go Klay Thompson, but that's weird with 3 Warriors.
Let's scroll the F down.
All right.
Let's do it. Let's do bull case D'Angelo. We've painted a lot of bear cases on D'Angelo. Bull case D'Angelo is he plays the way he's been playing in the preseason right now, and he's been cooking.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know with Russ, man. I mean, like you said, he could end up getting shipped out of town. But we know he's got a 30-point fantasy game in his bag, which like past the second round, we're kind of just like looking for 30 points.
Right. Yeah, 100%, man.
And I mean, 40 is obviously a gift, but like really, it's like just give me 30. Don't get me less than like 28, and I can be happy.
His point guard minutes, I mean, like they're not going to go like point LeBron. That's another thing they did in the postseason a little bit. Like they're not going point LeBron in game 1 here. Like they have it in their bag, but it's not happening tonight. right? So that was another contributing factor why some of his minutes might have got cut down the postseason stretch there. But they don't have that defensive guard to put in his spot, or they don't have the spot where they can go a little bit bigger with like a 3-and-D guy over him. It's like Gabe Vincent, and they're not going to use Gabe Vincent to close, I don't think, over him.
Yeah.
Who do you like here? Gordon's your guy.
He is. I mean, it's.
You want the Gordon one with Booker?
Yeah, I wonder if I can get you to do a little Jackson Hayes.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, this tier, this tier is basically flipping 1v1s, right?
Yeah.
Because you're basically saying Rui doesn't play the 5 minutes now, right? And we don't like that matchup all of a sudden. It's Jackson Hayes, bigger body, getting some run versus Yoke, and they see what that looks like in terms of, hey, we've seen Rui at the 5. We saw it all postseason versus Jokic, and guess what? We lost that series, and it didn't work. So let's see what we have in Jackson Hayes.
I really do think Jackson Hayes is pretty exciting, and there's Chip just dropping his nuts on the table with the Bradley Beal click. I mean, that's what you should be doing in like every 4 drafts.
Yeah, I mean, 4 might be aggressive, just based on the fact that we had like that early day rule out prior to the actual injury report. It does feel like he's more apt to not play. That being said, it is definitely range outcomes that he plays tonight. He played in the preseason.
Yeah, and no Woj.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
Like Woj is. I hate when Woj is dead silent behind the scenes while Shams is out here saying he's unlikely. Like,
that's a good shout. Joke, if you're in the chat there, let us know who you took with that last one. Just be curious as to where you went. 25% Beal ? 1 and 4 there.
That's
Beal
aggressive.
will play. I mean, Waj did report. There you go.
My fault, folks.
Nick's on that one for us.
Okay. Well, then have fun.
Status alert per Woj. There you go. Big John hitting us up. Thank you, Big John, with that. Right. Still a game time decision, but unlikely. So it's weird. Very interesting.
Jesus.
Peak hoops, man. Curry Goat not living up to his name, with his highest exposed right now being Looney and Clay. I mean, lean into your brand, man.
Gotta love it. We love calling out people for their BS. You got to be on full Curry, man. If you can't just be called Curry Goat. Not rocking 99% Curry. I'm not seeing this Woj report.
Okay, all right.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, I think Nez did say 1 and 4. 4 seems a little high, but it's a risk tolerance exercise, right? Because the ceiling is immense. If you just do it once or twice, I mean, what are the chances you have the perfect combination alongside him? Probably not very high. So it's interesting because let's think through the ideal roster construction in which you would want to add Beal to. Would you want to have it on a Kevin Durant team? Would you want to have it on a Devin Booker team? I don't know. Probably ? Because I don't think Beal's just going to go from game time decision to then coming into this game playing 36 minutes and being the highest scoring Sun, and he's the one-off Sun you need. So I do think there is a little bit of positive correlation in doing what Chipsy did here and putting him with Durant and then just being like, he's my Devin Booker replacement.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he works on any team, man. The whole point is that he's if you're getting him at the 6, he's a value. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I just think I will for sure spend $25 and light it on fire for the off chance that I get a 1% outlier team. It's just for me, that's the payoff. It's if it does hit, your 25 is now worth 100. I don't know. It's a pretty big deal.
We got 11 minutes left for the double dribble, 96.5%.
Gotta get that. I mean, I don't got a whole double dribble left in me. We got to stick to the dailies. I got to get you on Wednesday, dude. The Wednesday slate is awesome.
Yeah, let's do Wednesday. Wednesday, 4:10. Biggest kind of player on the slate right now is the Luka Q tag. Nez, is that it's a great spot. It's pace up spot versus shitty Spurs team. Maybe not as shitty as last year, obviously, when they were just running out backups for the last month and a half there and then playing fast, and you could just tack on Keldon Johnson in the last round and as like a little run back where they're just going to fill it up back and forth. But with Wemby there, this might be a different look for a different team here. That being said, Dallas traditionally plays slow, blah, blah, blah. Q tag Luka, what are we doing, Nez?
He's number 2 pick for me after Shea. I mean, it's cool. Just, I mean, he's practicing. That's really all I needed to see.
Okay.
It's absurd where he goes right now. I mean, you really don't want to. You do not want to be taking like Wemby over Luka Doncic. I promise. Mm-hmm. It's not what you want to do. Luka, if Luka plays, he's like a 50-point floor against the Spurs.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%. And we did see this Luka Q tag with the ankle last year a bunch. What's the designation? Do you know what the designation is?
Calf, I believe.
Calf. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Wow, you factor in.
Yeah, it's because we just had an update of Jason Kidd saying that he is like without a timetable. That was as recent as like yesterday or something, maybe 2 days ago. Now he's at practice, so okay.
I'm old enough to remember BBM season when Pete Carroll said Zach Charbonnet had no timetable to return.
Yeah, and then he's out here taking full-blown hits.
And then he was at practice the following day.
It's same shit, different coach.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you there. What are we doing at the front end of this draft board? Is SGA your 101 against Chicago there?
Definitely.
Yeah. Let's talk like macro for a second because I just haven't looked at it. High total game environments, like that sort of thing. Where have your eyes been gravitating towards?
I'm very much into the Pacers and Wizards. I think there's a ton of really fun pieces in that game. Of course, Dallas and Spurs is also like a high scoring affair, or what should be just like no defense for the studs in that game. We've got Kings and Jazz. That's a very awesome spot for me. I haven't even like looked at like totals or anything really, just kind of IKBing this stuff for the most part. You got Hawks against Hornets. That's going to be another like really
that's
really
a track
fun
meet.
Yeah, so I've got LaMelo third for me, right behind Luka. The thing for me right now is like the Wemby hype is just like a little out of control.
Okay.
For him to be going 3.9, I can't take him over like Sabonis, Halliburton, Williamson. I'm doing it because like I don't want to be caught with my pants down, and like I will take a little bit of Wemby if he goes to like the 1-2 turn, and I'm picking 6. Like okay, sure, but I can't do this.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I cannot be a part of this.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you there. I mean, I'm looking at some of these spots here. Like we know Sacramento is going to play fast there. Like this Edwards price tag, that seems flat wrong against a Toronto team without like no Fred VanVleet anymore, and most likely without Scotty Barnes tomorrow as well. Wow, Clippers without Q tags. This must be the first game of the season. Must be the first game of the season. Paul George doesn't have a Q tag there
against the Blazers, and they go in like the 3rd round.
Yeah, that kind of looks good.
I don't know.
No, that one feels good. Feels good.
Very good.
Jordan Poole had an incredible preseason, and just take the chains off Jordan Poole, unleash him to the world. Just doing what he was doing, exactly what Golden State did not want him to do, just shoot the ball every effing time. He's got no reason not to shoot the ball every effing time now. The pool party is in full blow tomorrow. This 2080p, baby. He is going to be filling it up out there.
It's too rich for me.
Too rich? Okay.
It's too. It is simply too rich for me. In a vacuum, I like Fred VanVleet way more than Jordan Poole.
Okay.
Way more.
Yep.
And I like in a vacuum as well. I think Poole and Kuzma are like dead even.
Okay. That's
I
fair.
might even like Kuzma more.
Where's Kuzma go? I mean, the one you alluded to there, Fred VanVleet way down here at 31.
That's so bad.
Dude, Walker Kessler, this scoring system is so nice for him. Going against a big that he can absolutely duck walk. He can embarrass in the paint Sabonis. Sabonis is so bad on the defensive end. That's a fun one there. Like your Kuzma shout.
One that doesn't feel as sexy, but like kind of is like Evan Mobley sans Jared Allen.
Sorry. I got to correct myself. I didn't think Scotty Barnes was going to play. He's got the probable tag now. I thought he was going to be out for like a week or two. My bad.
I'm like iffy on that one.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to correct myself before. Mm-hmm. Sorry, who was the other one you just mentioned there, Ness?
Evan Mobley. Just without Jared Allen. Could find himself into like a ton of usage there. The Nets are just like an interesting team where they kind of feel Cavs-esque, where like they might be a little sloggy, but man, Evan Mobley with an opportunity, like he can. I mean, he could really like find himself just like having a ball against the Nets. But
yeah, I like the usage thesis. I mean, Nick Claxton was in the run for Defensive Player of the Year at one point last year. It didn't end up coming to fruition, but that is a tough matchup for him with Claxton.
No doubt.
Yeah, but I like the usage thesis. Man, there are some fun names all the way down here. Man, it'd be interesting to see like this Shrew one might just be flat wrong in the future when we see, what he looks like with that team. But that's a lot of mouths to feed.
Yeah, Boston. Being like the fourth or fifth option against the Knicks on a Celtics team.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. I mean, he could find himself like to 40 fantasy points, but that would be a really nice game for him, I think.
Mm-hmm. McCollum's buried way down here. I mean,
that's Desmond a nice Bane one.
That Desmond Bane and Triple J play good defense though, so it's not the best matchup in the world, but just in terms of like a usage,
he has 50s like 50s in his bag though for fantasy points. So
absolutely, Ben Simmons plays really well in this scoring system and has had a hell of a preseason. That game could be a slog though. You are 100% correct about that game potentially just being slow. There's a lot of talent in that game, but that game could be kind of ugly and slow.
I always hate the Cavs. Like even in good spots, like it never feels great to take like Donovan Mitchell, but then sometimes he drops 70 points and then you're just like, what the fuck?
yeah. I mean, in terms of like slate break ceiling, absolutely. Scrolling through and checking some other, it'd be interesting once the projections and stuff come out. Man, Zinger, like just in a vacuum, like I don't know what the Al Horford split's gonna be.
Yeah.
I don't know, Time Lord obviously still there, but I don't really know what's gonna happen just in general with the usage. But from a pure talent standpoint, being buried down here, not a great matchup in the paint if he gets Mitchell, but I don't know. Maybe they do some rotation stuff and he finds himself on Randall or something, right?
Could happen. There's just a lot of fun names down here. Terry. Oh, yes. Terry.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just a lot. There are a lot of names.
Who knows what this rotation? Sorry, I was just gonna say, who knows what this Pacers rotation here? Like Bruce Brown might find himself into being an extremely viable starting option there in a fun pace up game environment with bad defense.
Yeah, a 12. If depending on how much this gets filled up after the Tuesday slate, a 12 person draft with this pool would be awesome. There's just a lot of really fun names back here that I would like to give more thought to, but right now it's just really tough to get down to this range.
Rookie of the year sitting here.
Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're really scrolling now. I'd be remiss if I didn't just click IQ's name just to remind everybody that tomorrow's IQ is definitely not IQ.
Can you believe the Knicks didn't extend him?
Oh, really? I actually did not know that.
Restricted free agent next season.
Wow. I did not know that. Wow.
He's definitely gonna walk. I mean, he's gonna start somewhere next season. So
I can tell you what he is, a walk. He's a walking bucket, buddy. That's what
damn
he
straight.
is. Damn straight. That's what IQ is. Let's hop in one and feel it out on the fly and see what this looks like.
Yeah. I think I'll be surprised. These have been some pretty wacky drafts. ADP I would consider not super tight.
Okay. Hump Day Hoops. We have done away with Wob Nez Day, so now it's just Nez Day. Yeah.
Saying.
Some are renaming this contest Wednesday. Wednesday. Wednesday contest.
Many are asking. The DocuSign is in the mail.
Skyhook DFS. Haven't seen that one before, but when he comes in here with a basketball name, whoo, and then yeah. Kung Fung. Is that how you say that, guys? Kung Fung?
Skyhook is in our Discord. I'm pretty sure I saw his name.
Oh, nice. Great. There you go. Oh, Time Lord's on the Blazers. He was part of that trade. My bad. That rotation.
The Underdog users are loving Austin Reeves tonight. Per the UD Fantasy official Twitter account, Austin Reeves, 94.7 of users are on the higher 15.5 points for Austin Reeves tonight. Consider me one of the 94.7.
Love it. Love it.
People are sharp, man.
Yeah, the community, man. Community. Is Jaylen Brown not playing basketball? Where is he? Oh, there he is.
He's being drafted as though he isn't.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, you're accustomed to seeing, Tatum up here, and then on the same slate, you see Brown go in the 3rd round every single time, and now all of a sudden he's in the 6th rounder. We see Luka go at 4 there, so there goes our sneaky one. We see Hallie go at 2. Interesting.
And there, of course, right on cue. There's Chipsy.
Yeah, taking Wemby. What do you like here?
This to me has been like Tatum or Sabonis.
Okay. I don't think I love the game environment with Tatum, but I just think from a ceiling standpoint, Tatum belongs in the top 6 almost every single time. Like
exactly.
I'll take over Wemby. Now you could sell me this pen on, I think the Kyrie one's artificially inflated because of Luka's Q tag.
Agreed.
I like Sabonis versus Walker isn't incredible, but them just playing fast is. And then Trey, I mean, you know how I feel. It wouldn't be, dude, honestly, it's my first draft of the year. We have to take Trey, right?
It's your boy, man.
We got to take Trey.
It's your boy.
If we're going to lose this $5 buy-in, it better be on the back of Trey.
Oh, it will be. It will be. No, don't worry about that. Oh, man, I can't wait for this slate.
Yeah, this is a cool slate. Who you got tonight? You got Phils tonight?
I don't.
The lefty killers are coming to town, baby. Lefty killers coming to town versus Ranger Suarez.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just don't think. I think if Ranger deals, they'll leave him out there. But no, I don't think that he will deal. I think he's going to get rocked. And I think Brandon Falk gets rocked as well. So it's going to be. I think I'm expecting fireworks. I like the over on the run total. We'll see. My money, my money, and my feelings. I'm leaning D-backs tonight, but I think it's gonna be a great game.
Nice. Yeah, my eyes will be on that one for sure. Be flipping back and forth between that and the hoops. Yeah, man. I just can't shake how hot Ketel Marte is right now. Can you just see Ketel Marte just coming up and lefty killer, boom, home run to start the game?
That
put him
and
back
like
in that leadoff spot again, like they did last time they were facing a lefty.
Tommy Pham broke out of his slump last night as well, hit a piss missile to left field.
Yep.
These guys are on one right now. And
Yeah, Gurriel hit one, and he kills lefties too.
These Philly bats just need to wake up, a la the Rangers.
We were gonna build we were gonna build
ultimate.
the big ultimate John team here to start the season. What do you think about JJJ here? What do you think about Pascal? I mean, with Van Fleet gone, that kind of intrigues me, does it not?
I've got a lot of Siakam tonight.
That feels good. I mean, not the greatest matchup in the world if it's Gobert and Cat, but feels all right.
And then this is an interesting one too. I think JJJ is always exciting in this format because he can get you. He's at home. The at home stock narrative. Come on?
Yeah, remind everybody, please.
I mean, when JJJ is at home, haters will say it's fake, but the dude just racks up blocks, and they're saying it's because the scorekeeper is kind of sweet on JJJ, and they just want to rack up his stats, want to rack up his blocks. But if you go back, it's actually not that egregious. But point stands, at home, dude is just SWAT city. Which
I like that.
Good for us.
Scorekeeper chisels a little bit at home, right? It's like making sure it's a base hit instead of an error.
Exactly. It's the same thing.
Like
yeah.
And
we play with redacted junior scoring, so that's good for us.
I love it so much. Hoops guys, baby. GA. Wow. Wemby. 1.7 fantasy points per minute in preseason. That is impressive.
Holy shit.
That is
if he plays,
very impressive.
If he plays 30 minutes, that's a cool 51.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is the narrative, Blake, that he cannot go left. That's for damn sure.
Well, he's going to be chained to the bench
then. It's weird that there was a player that I liked last round who's still sitting here. Wow, this is really fun to see, like Jalen Brunson way down here. Nick takes Vooch there.
Yeah, Vooch feels pretty damn good.
Yeah. I mean, that Chicago is evergreen statement. Chicago and Cleveland feel the same way. One guy's going off each night. You just have no idea which it is, and you're playing whack-a-mole with the 3 or 4 every single time.
It's exactly what it is. It's the most annoying thing in the world.
Wow, my 2 favorite picks that I was just alluding to, Fred VanVleet and Bridges go there. Brandon Ingram feels good to me. Not a great defensive matchup for him, like defensively. Like Memphis is like good, but he just feels like a guy could fill it up.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, everybody here feels pretty good. I've been scrolling down for Kuzma though, man. I will say. I mean, I've just been going and Kessler as well. Walker Kessler down there, like Kessler and Kuzma. I've been like interchanging as my 6th round pick based on the ADP and the way that people are drafting. I don't think they're being taken enough. So, we're just gonna play the ownership when you get a chance to. You don't do it often in hoops where you actually leverage ownership. This is one place where I think we have the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, I like the Kuzma shout a lot. We said the Walker one earlier. Yeah, I mean, he could feast on the glass versus Sabonis there. I'm looking at some other names here. I think I'd throw my hat in the ring for Cade. We haven't seen Cade play basketball in a while, in a regular season game, that is. We haven't seen Cade play like full minutes in a long time. I'm not sure, maybe
we don't love the Miami matchup and night 1, but Cade is anytime Cade is in the 6th round, like he's a really good click.
Yeah. Anthony, I don't know about that one. I guess
Simons.
Just like the narrative of Dame being gone, and hey, we used to play him in replace of him when Dame was gone, kind of deal.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting. I mean, they got Scoot too, right? So
Shaden Sharp as well.
Yeah,
just a bunch of shooters and no defense.
Man, Rudy Gobert all the way down here, just as, we know what he can do from a stocks perspective when he doesn't have a Q tag. It's obviously better on nights when Cat's out, but Gobert in this scoring format, same with Ben Simmons in this scoring format, they feel good.
I think Franz Wagner was going like in the 20s when this contest opened.
For real?
I remember seeing him really high. Maybe somebody can tell me that if I'm full of shit or not, but he opened like super high. I couldn't really believe it.
Huh. Shantae Murray going at 21. That feels like a good way to play that game environment as leverage off the Trey one.
I see him going drafted a lot.
Yeah, I'm looking at like the discrepancy based on what we see like last year versus this year and stuff like that. I'm just looking at the discrepancy in terms of, I mean, granted, situations change and game environments change and stuff, but like that Atlanta looks like a good pace up spot, right?
It definitely does, which like makes the Murray fade a little concerning for me. But in the 20s, man, I just don't like it. I've seen too many sub 30 point DeJounte Murray performances on my fantasy teams that I'm just like totally scorned.
Yeah. Sangoon at 26. De'Aaron Fox at 14 feels nice. Huh. Very cool slate with a lot of big names to click. Man, you could sell me this pen on third round down of like fractions of fantasy points separating pick 35 and pick 15, you know?
Exactly. It's it's very flat, so don't get tethered to ADP like once you get past pick 20 is what I would say.
Yeah, no, you rarely get a big scroll down hoop slate like this because, you know, we reach middle of the season and we don't have 12 on one slate. We most likely have like 8 or 9 for like a Wobnez day. Yeah, interesting. Very fun slate. These are much more fun. I liked doing the deep dive on the 2-game slate there, but I am more ready for this. There's a lot of leverage here if you want to get exploitative with some late round picks here. I mean, Miles Turner in this scoring system, I mean, he could eat Gafford's lunch, right? Like the projection models will love Miles Turner tomorrow. I mean, yeah.
I mean, there's just a lot, man. There's a lot. So don't tether yourself to the guys that are just at the top of your queue. Look around.
Absolutely. Should we let Brett Boy see the model and we'll call it?
Hey man, the model can't compute 16 goddamn games. What?
It's gonna have to try, baby.
That is absurd. We can run a draft. I got time for one draft.
All right, here we go. When puck, now puck, just for you, Brett Boy. Should we do a 12-teamer or should we do a normal?
Do a normal. Right? Do a normal, por favor.
All right, let's do the 6-teamer here. That 12-teamer's closing pretty quick there, so get some entries in there. What does the model think about no Connor McDavid, no McDust on the slate today? Going to be out for a couple weeks there. You hate to see it.
Oh, I did not know that.
Who is the new 101 according to the model, Nez?
I mean, it's always Austin Matthews whenever he's on the slate. I mean, here we go.
Here we go.
No one runs pure, baby.
Nobody runs pure in the puck streets than your boy. Second place the other night. Man, I had a good sweat the last slate I played too. I was playing those $25 every time they popped up. And I had a good sweat that night. I was in first for a long time. And then Sam Wilson ripped my heart out late. But
that's what he does.
Yeah, evergreen, right? But I was looking for that puck crown. But let's get it tonight with Austin Matthews being the guy you need.
For sure. I mean, it's Austin Matthews, man. He's always going to have the highest projection, especially against the Caps. It's not particularly close for me. Let's look at Hughes here. Hughes at that. I'm kind of surprised he's all the way up at 2, but
yeah,
you know, you could really have it however you want, McKinnon or him, but I'm probably going McKinnon over Hughes if I'm up at number 2.
Nez, I hate to do this to the model, man.
You can't go Matthews?
Dude, we can go Matthews, but I hate to do this to the model, man. Listen to this. Ring the bell. Raja Bell. Josh Bell. Where Is Jack Hughes playing hockey tonight in Montreal? The Bell Center.
Oh.
Dude, these Bell narratives are insane right now. Jack Hughes is the 101, man. Dangle Snipe Sally versus the Quebecois, French Canadian boys. He's going to walk into the Bell Center, and he's going to go backhand shelf, Oh, man.
Oh.
The Bell narratives are on fire right now, dude.
I got to shake up the hamsters. I got to shake up the cage.
I have no idea. I have no idea how they missed that.
That's bad. That's a bad miss. It's Hughesy time.
Oh no, it's Jack Hughes 101 night, guys. We done fucked up.
What classic us. Classic me. Just missing the most obvious play of all time in Hughesy. I'm already cranking out a pick 'em. I mean, we gotta get something in here for Hughesy. I mean, it's happening.
We got to. It only makes sense. The full Bell narrative.
It's too good.
Oh. All right, we got McKinnon going all the way at 7 tonight. Holy smokes!
What?
Yeah.
How are we letting this happen? RT needing Kachuk.
Brady. Oh, he's the Kachuk stack. The double Kachuk stack.
That's crazy.
That is amazing.
That's next level. The model loves that.
That model loves it.
I think it's fantastic.
Oh, man. We want no part of that Minnesota game tonight. They're going to be trapping in the neutral zone. We don't want any of that junk. Dude, these names that are like coming back to us are insane. Like, we got some of the best players on earth.
Craziest slate I've ever seen. Like, you got Petition. We've got J-Rob against my Pens. Cooch. Nico. We could do a little Miko Makar.
Oh, man. Miko Makar at the 1-2 turn?
I mean, Cooch being it here is also just like mind-boggling.
Do we just take the best players on earth?
Should we just play the best plays?
What if we just take the 3 of the best players on earth, uncorrelated, and then we just scroll the F down for like some crazy correlation to pair with it?
That feels like the whole thesis for Underdog.
That feels so on brand.
You can have anybody you want, but you have to scroll down.
I love it.
Dead,
all right.
Or it's absolutely dead.
All right. Who's the model liking? Who's going to get a couple talks for us tonight? We got to scroll down here. Let's find some lines.
Always looking at the Blue Jackets, but they play the Ducks. I can't do Ducks. Ducks don't compute for me. I know your boy Zegras still on Anaheim?
Buddy, I had more points than McDuss the other night. If I had picked Trevor Zegras 101 instead of Connor McDavid, I shipped the $25 contest last week.
Dude wins all the money.
I win all the money if we take Zegras. Let that be an evergreen lesson for the people out there.
Well, the Bruins get the Blackhawks, so I don't know what's up with the where their defender is going, but give me a little couple cubbies against the Blackhawks.
Ooh, okay.
Let
me see where we're at. Where am I going here? Blackhawks at Chi-Town. Is there a narrative with the Chi-Town too?
Nothing but losers.
All right. What if we flip the build? Connor Bedard breakout game. He hasn't had it yet.
Flip it.
We flip the build. Connor Bedard, all the usage, playing the beans.
What about Eric? Yeah. Okay.
Why? What are you gonna say? You like Erik Karlsson? Is he he's buried in the model?
He's popping, but he's buried on the slate because people got a bias against the old Pens. They think that he was too good to be true in that trade that they got him. They can't believe that he's a Penguin. But the model knows he was worth every penny.
Yep.
Worth every asset. and you start him against the Stars.
Dude, he is blue liner 17. That is theft.
Wow. Okay.
That is
say less.
insane, dude.
Playing with that Pens line.
Did we put him with Cross, baby?
Well, Crosby certainly goes in the first, right? In the first round.
He must.
It's Sid the Kid.
He's literally the greatest player of our generation. Wow, Brett Boy took Makar there. I was like, if Cale Makar came back to us and Mitch Marner were sitting here, I was gonna be like, dude, what the fuck? We gotta scroll.
That would have been bad. That would have been. I would have lost my mind. This is Erik Karlsson.
Let's take Karlsson. All right, we're scrolling. We're true to the brand. We're scrolling down here. Who is going to be mending the twine for us tonight? Are we going to scroll down for our attendee too, or are we going to take Swayze's?
Swayze's or the Juice Man?
Where's the Juice Man?
Up a little bit.
Oh,
there he is. Get your knucks.
Oh, dude, we can't do that to my ego.
Take Swayze. Yeah, he's going to be catching Bedard slap shots all night.
Damn straight he is.
Nothing way past this dude.
No way Bedardski's scoring on Swayze tonight. The sway, man.
No shot.
Yeah. And no chance you were swaying my opinion to take the Juice.
I was gonna try, but I saw the ego come out and I was like, all right, yeah, let's not.
Okay, so are we gonna try and stack Karlsson with PP1 then?
It's gonna be there.
You see. Juice, man. The Juice.
It's Juice.
It's
OJ.
Juice. Oh, man. Carolina scored 28 goals and gave up like 30 this year so far. Oh, that's a good
pace up.
That's a good they are the Pacers of puck right now.
Really?
Dude, that's sick. I like that nugget from GA.
GA knows his shit. He knows puck.
Oh my God.
Who do they
ring the bell? Silver bells. The bean is silver. Chicago by 1,000,000. Dude.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh, dude, they're playing the Lightning, but the Hurricanes is favored though. That's interesting. They're favored against Tampa Bay Lightning.
Is this a thing? Sorry, Nez, I stopped listening to you. Is this a thing?
Yeah, you don't get these.
Devontae Adams has a Taco Bell in his house.
He's a sponsor. He's a Taco Bell sponsor.
I actually have seen that.
And the whole bit is he has a Taco Bell in his house.
That's sick. Okay, I've seen that commercial.
He's acting
where he's at
it.
like
one.
He's like at the register over here, and the guy's like, "I'm over here."
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Oh, Mike is on one right now. The Manuel Bell adjustment to big leagues.
Okay. Hughesy's going off tonight. Damn, I didn't know he was playing the Habs. You always target Habs. Shit.
Yeah, the Bell Center narrative is a huge play. Are we doing Malkin?
Gino
talking Genos. It's a little on the nose. It's a little on the nose, but anyone and their dog who scrolls down for Karlsson is going to click Sid the Kid. We're zigging where the people zag. Gino, Malxies, Tuxkeys, Karlsson.
Count it. I can't wait to see this at the top 1.5 next to your name because but if the winner isn't Hughesy, we have to somehow outscore the Hughesy drafter.
It's a great point. I mean, and the only way to do that is to draft a guy that's got Gino right in his name. I mean,
it's the only way.
The Bell Center narrative, absolute lock, but the only thing that could beat it is Mellon Arena. That's the only thing that could top it.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Old Mellon Arena was electric.
I imagine.
It was so low, like ceiling was so low, it was hilarious.
That's tight.
Now they play in the paint can.
What? The paint can?
The paint can. PPG.
Oh, okay. I got it. All right. PPG, the paint can arena. Let's hit the wrap it up box, bro. That's a good, fun first hoops show. Good to see the hoops guys back. Good to dust off the model puck guys. Gino Snipes, Sully, for the boys. Yeah. I don't know. Erik Karlsson, the guy you need tonight.
Karlsson Bradley Beal. I can't.
Kaminga.
Yeah. Chalked. Absolutely chalked.
There you go. Jackie Hughes, Bell Center narrative. Raji Bell, Taco Bell. We know Bell.
Say less.
Say less. All right, everybody's favorite time of the show. We'll be back tomorrow doing the definitive Battle Royale primer on the Underdog Daily channel of 3 p.m. Eastern or 5 p.m. Eastern. One of the two.
More than likely 5.
More than likely 5 p.m.
We
Eastern
might have
tomorrow.
another dentist, Nez. I got to go back. I don't know what for. It's just on my calendar. I just do what my calendar tells me. So I got to go back to the dentist.
We're going to have frozen face Nez. Oh, my God. Yo. Frozen. Talk. I got nothing. We're going too far. Everybody, enjoy Game 7 tonight. Enjoy 16 games of puck. Enjoy the opening tip-off for NBA. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you made it this far, please do us a favor. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Consider subscribing to the channel with a little membership there. More perks to come in the future. Love y'all for being here and hanging out with us today and everybody's favorite time of the show. We'll be back tomorrow. The end. Peace.